So it's this weekend, right, that the album's out?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's Saturday.
Oh, sick.
Uh,
Yeah, it's come around really fast, actually. When I was having a look, I was like, oh, yeah, shit.
Yeah, it has come out fast. It's kind of weird because no one really releases anything on a Saturday, but we wanted to do like a launch party type thing, so it was just easy then. And it's weird because we've got no one back in this one. It's just been us doing it.
Yes.
We've kind of got no one saying, well, you're doing that wrong, or you should be doing this. So we're just trying to find our feet a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Have you got a launch party on Saturday then for it?
So there is one on Saturday, in like our hometown, which is weird because there's like an old pub that's got like a back, like dirty, dingy room where we used to play when we were kind of like just starting when we were 18, and we've not played there for probably 8 or 9 years. So it'd be fun. It'd be cool to like go back there, just do it. So yeah.
Oh, sick. And how does it kind of compare to your last one? I know you've described it as, what was it, your swamp era or something like that? Like,
yeah, definitely. Again, because we've kind of got no one telling us what we can and can't do or say. We're kind of like edging on the tongue-in-cheek type thing.
Yes.
But we are trying to have. I think we got to a point where we just realised that we need to have fun with it and not try and take ourselves too seriously, because literally everyone does take themselves seriously.
Yeah.
There's not many bands that you look at that you think that they're just kind of having fun. So yeah, we've definitely kind of jumped in with both feet into this like swamp rock type thing. We've kind of always been into like the groove, like riff thing that we never really mastered. I think we did a little bit on the last record, but it wasn't like to where we really wanted it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas because we've had free reign with this, we've kind of gone real stoner, swampy. I don't know, just like, you know when you smell something that's really bad?
Yeah.
Like that's the look. You're like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
So that, yeah, we've definitely jumped into that, and that's definitely the sound of the album.
Oh, sick. Yeah, I remember way back the last time we did an interview, you were on about kind of, because I don't think it was long after the first album had come out, and you were on about doing like a heavier EP, so I assume that's kind of led into this album a little bit.
Definitely, man. Yeah. I remember talking to you about it then, and the plan was to go straight back into the studio, and then things happen, and we all had jobs, and kind of life just got in the way. And I think that kind of goes back to my other point of just saying, like, just do it for a laugh and have fun with it, and you don't have to have all these checkpoints in before you release it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what we were trying to do with the last album, we did it, and that was great, and we kind of did everything we wanted to do. And I was just so eager to get something out again and do like the whole thing again, which meant that I didn't actually like get to enjoy that, like all of that last kind of album rotation.
Yes.
So when like we all kind of went back to work and started grafting again to make money to do the next EP, kind of fell a bit flat, and like it didn't seem like the right time to do it. Which is kind of like my fault, because I was the one that was dead excited, and the other two were kind of completely right, going, we should probably stop for a little bit. So I'm glad that we, in the long run, I'm glad we have waited until now to release something. And I think if we had done that EP that I told you about that was heavier, it would have been different to this stuff. I mean, every time you record, it's a learning process.
Yeah.
If you don't learn something when you go into the studio, or every time that you record with someone, then you're doing it wrong. You need to learn and get better every time. And we definitely have. So I'm kind of glad that we did do that EP and we've waited until now to do the heaviest stuff.
Yes, yeah, kind of develop a bit more and learn a bit more first, yeah.
Definitely right, yeah.
Was it written mainly as just a two-piece then, or?
Yeah, it was written with that in mind. We knew, so this is the thing that, like, we got so many messages about Atty. And then, when you do something that in your head, like, to you it's funny and makes sense, Again, I'm taking everything now as a learning process, because in my head it made complete sense, and maybe that's because I knew what was going on. But we teased for a long time that Atty didn't want to be in the band basically, and there's no bad blood whatsoever, and that's what everyone wants there to be, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we kind of teased for a long time that there was just like me and Jack, and then I did this video that I thought was hilarious, that was like kind of saying goodbye to Atty. It was like this black and white picture of him. I forget that most people's like attention span on like when they're on their phone is just like to watch the first 10 seconds and then skip on.
Yeah.
And people watch the first 10 seconds and just automatically, because they saw candles and him in like a black picture, like black and white, well, he's died. So we were getting asked like, what happened to Atty? Is he passed? Like, no, he's fine. And then again, a lot of the messages it was so funny, because there was people like kind of people in the industry that we never speak to, you know, that never want to talk to us about anything, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, what's happened? Like, let me get a little bit of it. I'm like, well, I'm not going to tell you. Right. Like, ambiguous, because you haven't want to speak to me for like 3 years. So it was funny that that went so far. Everyone thought there was this huge fallout, which everyone wants there to be, but there's really not. We are best friends, and we still are.
Yes, yeah.
You know, he did play a bit on the album. He's not all over it. But definitely, most of the songs were written knowing that we were going into this new kind of phase of the band, I guess. Yeah.
Are you planning on just kind of playing as a two-piece for now, then, or are you having like a session guy come in? Or?
No, just the two of us.
Oh, cool.
We're really enjoying it. It's definitely a challenge. I'm not a very, I'm not like a gearhead. Do you know what I mean? I like plug in and play. I don't want a shitload of pedals. So I'm doing I'm running a bass amp and a guitar with an ABY pedal.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to kind of just click in on the bass. I really didn't want like a backing track.
No, yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that bands that do it, but like, if you're gonna do it well, and I just don't think we can do it very well. You know what I mean? Sometimes we start, completely wrong tempo. So trying to play along to a kick, and I take the piss, but we pride ourselves on being a live band, and we want to be as live and authentic as we can. So if we speed up in a song because we're excited, because the crowd are great, or because we want to go for a drink a bit sooner, you know what I mean? We're going to speed up, and if we're playing through a backing track, it just takes that live element away. So we did kind of toy with the idea of having the bass on a backing track, and then obviously we had a lot of people ask if we wanted them to come and sit in until we found like a permanent bass player. We had a couple of conversations, and we're very grateful that people wanted to be in the band, but ultimately, it's just the fact that at the point we're at now is that we're such close friends that it would seem really weird.
Yeah, exactly.
To someone else. Which it sounds a bit like, not to romanticize it. Do you know what I mean? But like, it kind of is that. Like, it's like when you work with someone for so long, you know exactly what they're going to do.
Yes. Yeah.
And the other point is, Atty is a fantastic bass player and musician in his own right. So it's not necessarily fair to put that on someone else. And then, he's got some big shoes to fill, and I think we would be expecting the same.
Yes, exactly.
The same kind of energy and whatever Atty did. And then that's not really fair to do to someone. At this point, I'm not saying like in the future we might think of it different, but this point right now, we're happy with just doing the two. And like I say, it sounds cool. I mean, it sounds different. The more I listen to it, I kind of wish I could just step out from it a second, just to stand out the front a little bit, because where I stand, it looked like Getcha. It's one of them. Playing playing your guitar through a bass rig is well cool. And I definitely
Yeah.
don't urge anyone to go and get a rig, or come and just plug into like the rig that I'm using because it grabs you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I am curious to hear at least like the last album stuff live now. Then obviously I've seen you a couple of times and it sounded massive there, but yeah, to hear it as a 2-piece, I imagine is completely different.
It is. And like I say, I like to play live. I'm not a gearhead. I don't even say to people I'm a guitarist or a singer. I'm just like, I just want to be a front man, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I definitely have to like teach myself like new skills. I'm essentially playing the bass on the guitar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I can't do the things I used to do, and I've got to learn some bits of Attis and stuff. But I like a challenge, and again, just gotta enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, then don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Enjoy every part of it, even the process. I mean, at the minute, I've moved and I live about 3.5 hours away from where our practice room is. And some days I get up, I'm like, oh, I can't do this, like, because I drive there and drive home.
Yeah, fucking hell.
I can't do like 7 hours driving, but then I go, well, I mean, you know, I'm playing music, I'm enjoying it, so
yeah,
that's where it comes from. You gotta enjoy it as it becomes a problem, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want it to feel like work, otherwise it's just you're not going to get anything out of it, really.
Yeah, exactly. We said it, you know, for so many years. If you're smiling on stage, there'll be someone smiling, you know, in the crowd. And if you're having a good time, they're having a good time, and that's what we tried to portray on the new album, anyway, as well. To, you know, we had such fun making it because it was this whole new process that we want people to enjoy it like we enjoyed making it.
Oh, cool. And have you got quite a busy rest of the year then? I know I've seen some dates kind of across your social media and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, so we officially started playing this. We wanted the first gig back to be this like album launch, and then we kind of booked up with a couple of festivals over the next kind of couple of weeks, and then we have September, October we're kind of off. I'm doing my own stuff.
Oh, cool.
And then we're going out on tour with Scam, so Dig.
Oh, sick. Oh, I did see that actually, yeah.
Doing a full tour.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So that'd be cool. I mean, we'll release another video by then, and that'll be like the official album tour. So we've just had some more dates added actually, so we're going to update posters and stuff. But yeah, of course, that's November, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's the whole month of November we're playing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And kind of speaking of your solo stuff as well, I imagine it's quite a different approach to writing that as opposed to writing with Dig as well.
Yeah, it has been. It's odd because it's like I don't really sit down to write a song for anything specific.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But there was definitely songs that weren't right for Dig, and then they've kind of turned into my own songs. But then that egged me on and formed this new kind of like narrative on this solo album where I was like, oh, okay, well I can do this. And then ultimately I ended up writing the whole album about me moving from Leicester to Newcastle and kind of just starting a whole new life. And that's the whole idea of the solo album. It's called Peace to Me, and I just wanted to let people. I spent so many years in interviews and stuff like not like wanting to talk about lyrics or stuff. Again, I was just kind of like I just took everything. I either took things too seriously, or I just made everything a joke.
Yeah.
Which isn't really fair to people, and so I wanted to just be honest about it and just write a solo album that there was no pressure on. Again, there was no one behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point when I released it, I'm lucky now that I've had people to pick it up, and I work with a lot of different agents and managers now that are behind it. But it was scary at the start to write these songs that were so open and like personal. They would never be Dig songs, or they couldn't be Dig songs, and just to do it for me. So yeah, I just wanted to be like open and honest about it, and hope that people kind of, you know, got a little bit more of me, like a piece of me. You know,
yes,
that was the whole point of the album. But yeah, it definitely is different from my own stuff from for Dig. Especially now with like the Swamp thing going on. It definitely takes different lyrical turns, if you know.
Yes.
And again, very much tongue-in-cheek stuff. The solo stuff, I'm saying that I'm not taking it too seriously, but the solo stuff is serious things that have happened in my life.
Yes.
I try to express that through lyrics. Whereas Dig stuff now, I think that's probably helped me to write better lyrics for Dig, or more like in tune lyrics for Dig, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
make more sense and can be a bit more jokey or tongue in cheek because I have this solo. They have the serious stuff sorted with my.
Yeah, exactly. Are you planning on writing some more stuff, like a next solo thing then, or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the solo stuff at the minute. People seem to really dig it, which I'm so happy about, so grateful for, because I didn't know how it would go. I didn't know if I was like gonna take a load of Dig fans or just have to start again. And luckily, I've done both. I've managed to just collect a whole new fans that have then gone into Dig and vice versa.
Yes.
It's fantastic, and I really appreciate the support from Dig fans a lot, because it was something that they didn't really know, or I'd never done before. And yeah, I released a live vinyl before I even released an album to basically make money to record the album. And again, the response was amazing. People just like crying out for it, and so receptive, which was so nice. So yeah, my plan is to carry on with it. I wanted to go in a little bit of a different, same kind of thing, but a little bit. I mean, so the last album is I keep referring to it as my poor man's Dave Grohl. Because I wanted to go in and play all the instruments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which sounds great, and I'm glad that we got to do that. That doesn't necessarily work so well live.
Yes.
Some booking agents, like I said, I've got a really good booking agent with me now, but before I was searching around and people were like, well, it's kind of confusing because you have this solo album and yes, you played all the instruments, but live, you only play the guitar. Well, yeah, I can't play everything live. And I just want to basically make a newish album or maybe an EP that will be a little bit less, not chaotic, but a little less instruments and a little bit more stripped back.
Yeah.
And maybe go down kind of like, I listen to a lot of country music at the minute, not like the fake like pop country. I mean like real country.
Yes.
And that's influenced me a lot, and it's becoming very popular.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So I want to just kind of jump ahead of the game and just get into it.
That'd be cool.
Get something recorded. Again, I think you talk about like if I got something planned and like am I writing? Like I'm always writing stuff.
Yes.
I'm very excited to get another, like I say, solo effort out, and that's what I speak to a lot of people that are either starting a band or they don't know where to go with their band or what to release next. And again, like what I've learned over the last kind of 2 years is that you don't need all these things ticked before you release something. I sat on my solo album for a couple of months. It was actually ready when the vinyl, the songs were written when the vinyl came out. And I put myself off from recording anything because I was like, well, I haven't got anyone behind me, I haven't got a label behind me, I haven't got a tour, I can't get gigs, like I don't know what to do. And then I just put it, I made the money from the vinyls and I recorded it and then I put it out and people got it, and then the gigs started to come, and then I finally got, I wouldn't get, replies, like email replies from managers or booking agents or whoever for months. And then suddenly they start to come through. And it's like, don't let things like that stop you from doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I'm just like, I've written a new song, right. And I phoned Dave Draper, who's the guy that does all my stuff. I'll always work with him. And I'll get in the studio and I'll just do a song and then I'll put it out. And I think that's the way the music industry is now. It doesn't mean you have to put an album out. Or at all. Just like get your music out. If you're proud of it, put it out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And that's definitely what I want to do now from, like I say, having like this whole new life now where I look at the music industry differently and playing live differently and everything. I'm just like, I just want to play and just write music and put it out and let people tell me if it's any good or not.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Go, oh, this is great, I'll put it out. Just put it out.
I think it probably kind of helps doing it that way as well, because of how social media's affected it so much. Like, you almost have to be pumping stuff out on a pretty regular basis.
Definitely. I mean, that's another thing that I kind of get asked a lot about is social media, because I mean, I don't know. I was never on it until last year. The start of last year, I started an Instagram account, and yeah, I was an idiot because I never used it. Again, whether I was taking things too seriously and not wanting to be on social media, or just looking at everything as a joke, I don't know.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't want social media. I hate Twitter as like a joke. I would literally just like post like one-liners. But having Instagram, which, like I say, I started last year, it's been amazing for me. I didn't realise that I could sell stuff to people that don't know me or just discover me and go, oh, you know, I'll buy an album. Or,
yeah, right.
You know, I get so many messages of people who will just buy things and say, can I sign them? I'm like, how did you find me? Like, they found me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. It's amazing. It's great. I don't know why I never used it. I'm such an idiot. Like, I'm not that old that, like...
Well, yeah.
I mean, like, I should know better.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, yeah, social media is key. And that's another thing. If you look at, like, the Dig social media, it's such a joke nowadays. Like, everything we post is basically a joke. And people respond to that way more than, like, a real clean...
Yeah, exactly.
...music video or a real serious, like, please buy this. Like, I'm doing this. I'm starting this fundraiser. Like, great, do that. But, like, you know, it's not the end of the world. Like, be happy about it.
Yeah.
You know? You know, support yourself as well. Don't put yourself down.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all cool.
Yeah, sounds good. And then just as a kind of slightly, I guess, less serious closing question, if you were stuck on a desert island and could only take one album with you, any immediately spring to mind?
Yeah, Songs for the Deaf, Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh, good album.
Best album ever made. The sound of the drums on that album.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying this because I love Dave Grohl. I do. But I've always said that is my favourite album of all time. But the drums sound incredible. Do you know how they recorded the drums on the album? They did them like separately. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
So they did like the shells. So he had to pretend he was playing like the cymbals.
Oh, wow.
But he was actually just playing the shells.
Yeah.
And then he did another take where it was just cymbals. So
cool.
Shells, he was just like... Yeah. So that's like so isolated. It sounds so massive to me.
Oh wow.
But yeah, definitely that. What's yours?
Yes, I don't know. It always used to kind of be.
You can say any album.
No, yeah, always used to be like Metallica's Black Album, just because I feel like it's got such a variety on it. It'd kind of keep me a bit more entertained than a lot of the other stuff I kind of listen to these days.
Yeah. Okay. Good shout.
But yeah, man. That's all I've got anyway. So,
great.
Thanks so much. Taking the time out of your day.
Underneath the trees where the flowers